Hey, so recently I participated in the Spanish Nationals. As of recording this, I don't actually know how it went, but I'm going to talk you through the missions that I played because I think that there may be something valuable in just seeing how I approach going to a tournament and reading the missions and figuring out, because one of the things I've noticed interviewing other like people who do well, my look at my winners interview series, right? People who win tournaments, they all have sort of a specific approach to it. Some of them plan, some of them don't. Some of them are very reactionary, some of them are not. So I personally, I am a person that really likes to plan. Um, and I wanted to show you how I do that. So this is it, the first mission. So this is a mission tutorial for Top Secret. And this is not going to be the top secret that's in the rulebook, because I don't think that mission really works for tournament play at all. You shouldn't play it. But the Spanish have made their own version, which is what I'm going to show you here, because it's the Spanish Championship variant of Top Secret. So like the mission book, you have one objective in the center or 12 inches to one of the sides, because as per the pack of the Spanish championships, you can't have an objective inside a house. So if there's a house like dead in the center, you're going to have to move it, right? Also, there is a secondary objective that has to be in the center, so that, and they can't be right on top of each other, so one of them has to be moved. This objective can be carried by infantrymen. And it can be handed over once per turn, so you can like move one unit, end up in base contact with someone else, hand it over, and then that unit can move. There is 5 victory points in it if you take that objective and move it out of your table edge. At the same time, and this is the normal, like that's what the top secret normally is, but the Spanish have put a slight twist on it, that you get extra points for kill points, which means that yeah, you could potentially win by taking the objective, but it's not like it is in a normal top secret rulebook variant, where if you have the objective, there's just no chance for the opposing player to win. So I kind of like that. That means that even if you lose the objective, even if the objective moves out, you still have a chance to catch up to the opponent. You still have a chance to try and claim victory by just killing as many of his units as possible. And you also, at the same time, you can't really sacrifice your units to take the objective out, right? If you're just spending all your units to push the objective out of your table edge, you're going to lose a lot of points just by doing that. The parameters are, you cannot have hidden, you cannot do forward deployment, which makes sense. I mean, you could deploy on the objective otherwise. And there's no preparatory bombardment. You can do outflanking, although I don't really see the point since the objectives are in the center. And you deploy everything in reserve, so you have to test to come onto the table, which means that Brandenburgers are going to be really dangerous to face. There is the secondary objective, which is worth 10 kill points, but only after the game has been decided, so you can't win on taking the secondary objective. So how do I win? Right, there are 2 ways I see this potentially going. 1, get the objective. That's dangerous. You could lose victory points because you lose units to take 5 victory points, which might not be a good idea, good investment. Or you could deny the objective and turn the game into a kill points mission. So which one do I want to take? Well, that depends on what I'm facing, I guess. To get the objective, there are 2 ways to do that. Either you can do, if you have the right units, like I do. I have my LVT right here. It's going with me to Spain. If you have that, you can do what's called a Russian doll. So you know the Russian babushka dolls where you have one doll inside of the next one, right? With an LVT, you can have a jeep inside the LVT, and inside that jeep can be a flamethrower team or a lieutenant or something. So what you can do is you can move 9 inches with the LVT, 12 inches with the Jeep, and a 12-inch move with the flamethrower team. That will definitely get you into the center of the board. Even though there's like terrain in the way, you will definitely be in the center of the board. So you can be on the objective. I can be on the objective. Turn 1. The result, however, will often be that the flamer team will die because sniper will get it or the enemy will just shoot it, and it's just a small team, right? And sitting in the middle of the objective of the table, it's fairly out there and vulnerable. But if it doesn't die, I do have the chance to actually get the objective off the board turn 2 or potentially turn 3, because I can run 12 inches back, hand over the objective to another unit, which can then run 12 inches more, which is 24 inches, which is half a board. So potentially I can take the objective off the board turn 2. I don't think that's likely to happen. The second version is I take my LVT. You can do this with any transport. I load it up with infantry and I drive it towards the central objective, the top secret objective. And then once I've moved the 9 inches, I unload a further 12, which means I'm 3 inches behind the objective, potentially, right? So I'm 3 inches behind the objective, and because of the LVT can have 30 guys inside it, I can swarm that objective with at least 3 infantry units, maybe grab it turn 2, if I get the first order dice, and maybe have a chance to run it off the board turn 3 and 4. Maybe. There is a bonus to this second plan here, and that is that the secondary objective is going to be in the center too. So it's going to be 12 inches from the first one, which means that if I have a lot of infantry standing on the first objective, I should be pretty close to the secondary objective as well. And if I want to win a tournament, I might need secondary points. So that should be easy enough to grab or to at least deny to the enemy, right? So that is my thought with the secondary plan here. Now, if neither of these works, I think denying the objective is the best potential plan, especially because I'm running my Brits and I have Gurkhas and stuff, right? So playing kill points is really good for me typically. And in order to do that, in order to turn the game into a game of kill points, the only thing I have to do is to make sure that the opponent doesn't grab the objective. To do that, I just push centrally. I push right in between the secondary objective and the main objective, push all my army up there. Now, this is dangerous against multi-launchers and stuff, right? But and I do 6, 9, 12 inch, whatever moves towards that. If there's any enemy I can shoot at, I shoot at them. If there's any enemies I can charge, I charge them. And the result here should be that the game will turn into a boxing match about kill points, which Gurkha army should be really good for that. Also, because I have a lot of training with Gurkhas, I think potentially I should be really good as player at like deciding what needs to go first in a like a kill points, a boxing match basically. So I think I may have a slight advantage there. The bonus is, of course, that the secondary objective is right there. Should be easy enough again to deny or take. So I guess depending on what I'm facing in the missions, this is going to be the first mission that I play at the Spanish Championships. And if I face against a multi-launcher list, like a Soviet or a German double multi-launcher list, it could be really dangerous to push in a collective group. But if my opponent also pushes, then that central push becomes easier because his multi-launchers can't really get to work. And it should also be fairly easy because the first turn he will not be able to have his flamethrowers engage me either. So, and flamethrowers is the main thing that kills veterans. So, yeah. Depending on what, I think I'll go for plan 2 or 3, like the central push for the objective turn 2, or the kill point version of it. Yeah, that's how I approach reading a mission, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.